Eastern buckwheat commercial meads that are really good, and so you can make it good, but it's not for the weak of heart. I mean, you gotta baby it to get it to, either that or just have a way with it. Mine always came out horrible. I use it as an adjunct honey to add that caramel character, but every time I've tried to do a traditional with it, it hates me. It really hates me. So yeah, I don't work with it a lot anymore, but
yeah, so that's really the honeys I stick to. Although I still am convinced I'm gonna make an avocado mead that is just amazing. My wife doesn't believe me. She's not a fan of avocado blossom meads, but
I've not had avocado blossom honey yet.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah? Well, okay, when I get to San Diego, you're just going to have like a bunch of honey sticks for me to try. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'll bring some out to the Mazer Cup. It's really dark and rich, but it's got a little bit of fruity note to it, and in a mead, I've found it. The only semblance to avocado is that there's a little bit of butteriness.
Okay.
The Chardonnay of meads.
Yeah. So, if anyone has questions on like specific amounts that I use, if they want an actual recipe, I did a while ago upload a recipe for my dry traditional that won a medal at the Mazer Cup. I uploaded that and they've got mead. So if you're a patron in the recipe section, you can get the exact recipe and how much oxygen to add and when, and exactly how many grams of ferment at what point. It's all in there. So.
Oh, okay. I'll get a link from you later and put it on the show page.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So we've got solid pieces here. How does that all come together to give that polished show mead? When I look at a show mead, I think show mead to regular meads is like, and I'm a farm girl, so y'all can laugh at me about this. It's like the cow you take to the big 4-H competition or to the state fair, as opposed to that cow that's out back that's destined to be steaks soon. It's there's the one that you sell and there's the one that you show is the difference. And the show mead has to be that polished. It has to crisp and balanced, and things that might be considered faults in a judging competition can be huge assets in a professional meadery sales. So it all depends on what, is working. But that's what's really interesting about the show meads, and you've obviously shown you know how to do that. So we're going to pry your secrets out of you. Whatever you're willing to share, that is,
Oh yeah, I'm a big believer in sharing everything, totally open source. Anyone can ask me a question, even when I go commercial, because I just think more people need to be making great mead out there. It helps everybody. We're not ever competing with other meaderies. We're all working together to compete against other craft beverages, and so
a rising tide floats all boats.
Yeah, totally. So, I don't know that I have any secrets other than
you're doing something right.
Well, if you can really treat your yeast well throughout the fermentation and every little detail, temperature and it takes some experimenting. Like I experimented a lot with different amounts of ferment at different times, to what worked best. And it does, every little tweak makes a difference. But if you can keep your yeast very happy and ferment at a low temperature, nice, slow and steady. 3 weeks until you get to the end, and this is for like a standard strength, not anything crazy. You will end up with a mead that is ready to go. And then for finishing touches, I'll usually soak them in oak, and depending on what kind of mead, I may use a mixture of oak, or if it's like a coffee mead or a chocolate mead, I'll use more American oak.
Okay.
Can hold up to it, and give it more vanilla. And that's really it. I carbonate every mead I make, which I think is going to become more popular in the mead world. It's more common on the West Coast, and maybe it'll stay that way, maybe not. But I find that it can bring out flavors in a mead while also allowing you to keep some sweetness in, some body, but not have it be as the less perceived sweetness, because you have the carbonic acid, right? So I find that carbonation usually enhances most of my meads. Don't know if just the type I make. And that's really it. I try to use the best honey I can possibly find. I never understand. Well, I shouldn't say I don't understand, but after you've made a few meads, really, if you're going to keep doing it, I think it's important to just make sure you're buying the best honey you can get your hands on. Straight from the apiary. Make sure it's never been heated, past 95 or 100 degrees, whatever. It still has all of those volatile aromatics that can be lost, if someone's heating their honey up, because it pays out in the end. You may save a little if you use Costco honey or cheaper honey, but man, you're losing some things there. So, use great honey. Make sure you're treating your yeast well, and think about everything: oxygen, temperature, amount of yeast, nutrient additions, and when when you're stopping allowing oxygen to get into the mead, which for me is at basically 1/3 sugar break. I'll cap it, and that's it. And
yeah.
And then that's it. And I've found that I add almost everything in secondary. Actually, I do add everything in secondary if I'm going to add anything. I know people make amazing meads adding in primary. I don't make a lot of melomels. I focus mostly on metheglins and that kind of thing. So,
well, there are people who add both too. Yeah, and I think that works really well for melomels, especially any kind of fruit, because you got the kind of the two different flavor profiles. But that's really it. I mean, sorry, you got questions are coming in fast and furious on the live chat. You're a popular guy, Billy.
Yeah, Joel's asking if you force carb or are you bottle carbing?
Force carb.
Okay. And he says, if you are, what CO2 volume?
I am doing right now between 10 and 12 psi. So, at least that's what it says on my tank.
Okay.
So
Mike,
like a stout.
Okay. Michael Jordan's on too, and he asked a little while ago, and I just wanted you to be able to get through your how you make amazing meads thing. And he said apparently you're doing some stuff with CBD oil as well.
Oh no.
No, okay. Because he was asking if you do any meads with CBD oil, are they coming out bitter? He's looking for the right things to get that sweetness balance that he's looking for?
No, I've never worked with CBD oil. I actually want to. Manny said pine and mango, I think, earlier. I think
that might be good with that.
It'd be, yeah, I thought that would be a fun combination. But I've never worked with it, so I don't even know if it's...
Yeah, no, but you're right, though, because I know what CBD oil tastes like. I use it, well, I did up until they made that into an illegal thing, too. But CBD oil is bitter. But I think, yeah, mango and pine might be an interesting, would wrap around it, I think.
Yeah. So, if you're getting bitterness out of it, really that sweetness, just adding some sweetness should be able to balance that out.
Yeah. That's it's finding that right sweet thing. Michael's typing, so obviously he's listening. And Joel's wondering if you're messing with sours.
No.
What, you were hanging out at Frank's and you didn't get bit by the sour bug?
Yeah, that scares me. I'm too nervous about my equipment to get into that yet. I will, and the cidery I'm partnering with wants to do sours, so we're going to try and have like a little barrel room where we have our sour room, but I haven't done it at a home level. No, well, actually, take that back. I have, and on a couple a long time ago, and it did not turn out great. So I didn't keep doing it.
I haven't had the nerve to try it yet, but at some point I will. I gotta get Frank's research up there where they put up a bunch of stuff that I gotta put on the wiki if I can just squeeze it in. I say that like every show, and I never quite get it done. And they ask me, and they're so nice about it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm backed up. I need more minions. Michael came back and he said, "Yeah, you might try that." I do say it. Joel says I do say that every show. Honestly, really, if somebody wants to volunteer to help me type stuff in, I am more than happy to have the help. There's not enough hours in the day anymore.
Yeah, isn't there one of the? They're going to talk about CBD oil at the conference, right?
Well, I think Michael's the one that's going to talk about it, if I remember.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He's the one. He's experimenting with medicinal meads, and he wants them to be good meads that people want to drink. Because a lot of the medicinal meads back in the day, when they used them like that, really didn't taste very good. You go back and you read like Elizabethan medicinals and tonic meads; they tasted like medicinals and tonics. So Michael's trying to get that balance, from what I can tell, to create a mead that has medicinal characteristics but still is fun to drink.
Yeah, I would say try a CBD oil and mango, and heck, maybe that would be a great combination.
Well, he says he's using hops and Sleepy Time lemon tea, and he's not going pro. This is just stuff he's working on. And he said it'll knock you right out. But they taste like cough drops. So trying to find that place. Yeah, that's like the wrong when the cherry mead goes bad. It tastes like cherry cough syrup. It's like, ew.
Yeah.
AJ, you want to pick up for a second? The secretary dog is agitating to get out. And I just got to mute for a second.
Sure.
Thanks. I'll be back in like two shakes.
So have you got a business philosophy for your meadery?
A business philosophy. Well, I guess that what we're trying to do is kind of create a community of mead and brand fanatics in our community, and be as open with them, so including our customers in the process, and educating them as much